Hey Cowgirl, Amberley Snyder here. Check out my Cowgirl mic'd up session.
We want to ask you about your new trailer that you designed with signature quarters. Can you tell me a
Yeah,
little bit about it?
I wanted to slide out. I wanted that little bit of extra room. Not that anybody I traveled with complained about my wheelchair, but I felt like I was always in the way. Well, so I didn't have a living quarters all last year. I tell you what, that humbles you right up. All of a sudden are like, sleeping on the floor of the tack room or driving till 6 a.m. because you need to get home because you have the stock trailer. Like
So you
this.
mean you were writing like the rest of us? Like,
Yeah. So I was excited to get this one back. And when we started building it, so the biggest change obviously was a slide out, like so that I had more room. And there was pieces that had to go into that because Heart built, I wanted the smart tack still. And so that's what I have on the outside. And so we had to make my trailer quite a bit longer in order to fit both things. And it is long. Like you definitely feel how long it is. But one of the fun things we also wanted to do is I feel like I'm in my Cinderella era right now. And so I'm like, I want it to be so princess, so Cinderella. I feel like every other part of my life is obviously cowgirl and Western and like, obviously that's who I am.
mhm.
But I thought, what would be so fun is to be able to tap into the princess side of me because I'm obsessed with Disney. That's like what I love. That is my refill my cup a couple times a year type person. And so I was like, I want to bring that to my trailer so that every time I get in there, like I get to just feel that princess side of me as long as I am being a bow racer too. And Abby, I mean, she's so creative, right? Like she is so good at what she does. And that's exactly what we did. Anything we talked about, we're like, okay, that's princess. Like we added the sparkle here, the curtains that are in it. You look at the whole thing and when you get in there, you should feel like, okay, this is a princess trailer. It was out of the box. It was kind of looking outside of the normal, I guess, designs. Not that she doesn't do everything because she does, but she was like, all right, I've never done a princess trailer. So we're going to have to look at that. And I think that now being in it, I mean, I'm obsessed with it. And I'm like, I don't even know how this would get any more perfect because I love every piece of it. I love that I have more room in it, so I don't feel like I'm in the way. I'm so happy to be back in a trailer that I feel like I can help with things. So that's the other thing I really think is important. And that's both with Heart side and Signature side is that when we pull up to a barrel race or pull up to a rodeo, everyone gets out of the truck and like has a job, whether it's unloading horses or plugging in the trailer or unhooking the trailer or getting my lift out. Like there's all these pieces. And for so many years, I just had to sit there. And now I'm back in a trailer that I get to do that. And that part is even more so it's more valuable than I think even people realize. Some people would say, well, it's kind of a chore to do all those things like and I'm like, yeah, you feel like that until you can't do them. And so I truly love that when I get out of the truck now, I have a job. I get to do something. I get to be a part of the team and getting everything ready. And that part is it's deeper than just the basics of like doing something. Like it actually affects how I feel.
When you were designing, were you like, hey, you know what? I know I could be super helpful in these areas if we made it like this.
It was a big part of the design process, like and like with, both with Heart and with Signature. Okay, what do you want to be able to do? And I said honestly, everything. So how do we set it up to do that? We make tie hooks that are shorter. We make it so that I could unload horses if I want to. Okay, the only thing I cannot do is put hay. I can't get hay on the top. Okay, I can't. We didn't make it so that I can get all the way up there. Even though, let's get real, if I told them both, like, we are getting me up there, they'd have figured it out.
They would have.
Well, like, all right, I can take a step back. I don't have to get up the ladder and get to the hay pod. But everything else, like that's the way we looked at it. That's the way we planned it is, okay, what height does this need to be for you to get it? How do we design this so that you can pull your own lift out yourself? Because that was another thing, right? And it's so easy for people to say, well, you'll just have to have somebody somebody grab the lift for you. Why can't we design it so I can do it myself? That really was such a big role in everything that we made of how do I do this by myself? We're pretty dang close to everything. Like I said, I feel like we are pretty dang close to everything, could be independent. Like if I really wanted to load up and figure it out by myself, I could. I have a great team, so I don't have to do that. But I mean, if I told my humans that come with me, hey, today I'm unloading horses, they would probably look at me like, gosh, this is going to take you a really long time. But sure, like if that's what you want to do, you can. And I love that I have the ability to do that.
I love that that was so much of a part of your process, like the fun, cutesy side with the princess and everything is so special. But I just love that it works for you and all of your needs.
I want people out there to know that if you have someone in your family or if you have a loved one that you haven't been able to take on the road with you because of any limitations, truly, those are two companies that want to see families get to travel together. Let them build you a home that allows your family to be on the road together.